to what Greg and I reviewed yesterday. There's several different artifacts, and I started to pull out the relevant parts, but we have we now actually have a total of 4 things to look at. We have this work package, which kind of contains the earliest understandings of this reusable registration framework. We have registration diagrams and CMI landing page diagrams. And Thomas, let me know what is the easiest, or what I want to do is I want to have like one place where we can quickly find all of these resources here, because as I'm going through it, I'm thinking that there are more resources. Are you able to access Confluence easily?
No, I would use SharePoint as the default.
Okay, I'm able to. So some of these items, like where these are stored, I can't access those PDFs. So those have just been sent to me via email.
Can you click registration diagrams PDF?
But yeah, if you want to take a look at them, I can show you. Would you like me to email these to you?
No, just click on it. I just want to see what exactly.
We saw this in the meeting with Glenn.
Okay, so this is Glenn's BPM diagrams. Okay.
Exactly. And what I started to do is step through Greg with the diagram from the work package, and then I wanted to, from there, kind of harmonize that with the participation registration BPM diagram, kind of if there's anything that complemented or where they intersect in terms of requirements. And then lastly, wanted to get the Word document, which I have not looked at.
Okay.
So what I did yesterday is we took a look. Greg started to explain to me this diagram, and since this is iRise, we can we aren't really dependent on some of the things that you need with real software. So we he thought it was best actually to begin understanding what's in this rectangle on the right-hand side, the demo program's common user interface. In real software, you would need to have something configured before you can even have an application.
That's correct.
But in fake software, there's a better common understanding of what an application is first. So I thought that maybe we could begin kind of understanding what an application is first, and then simulate the ways that you would configure that application. So we can kind of start with the broadest base first, and then move into the more specialized places. So part I'm going to go through next is kind of talking through the understanding that I was able to get from Greg. So to start with, because this is an older document, there's an older vocabulary. And demo, the preferred term instead of demo is model, and application is inadvertently used twice. This is one of these is registration, and one of those is supposed to be registered. I think this one is registration, and this one is application. The registration produces an application that system processes do things on. And we started, and from there, I'm going to start showing you my notes that I got from Greg on that. And I have not aligned them with, started to play them against the BPMs that Glenn shared or the Word documents. So, and how familiar are you with this? Because right now I'm jumping into this as with no.
I'm actually, see, this is actually, a lot of this work, was actually done, is based off some of the things that was done on my prior program. Okay.
Okay. Oh, so you're intimately aware of this.
Yes, and that's the reason why Greg and I have been tasked to get this thing going, actually.
Okay. So what I did is I started to kind of break out. We didn't know exactly what it would look like and these things, but there's a concept of model registration, which is the new vocabulary that you can see me. I should put in the image of that right there. I will right now.
Okay.
Actually, we have it. Here it is.
Is it model configuration or registration that is actually? I would, you know, okay.
Yeah, this is the one that this picture is. Oops, I didn't mean paste from external. I meant paste. It's going to paste probably. Okay, good. This is model registration. Obviously, the vocabulary has changed, but model registration contains these things. And so Greg said, oh, registration. I must have had those backwards. So yes, I have model application. Okay. I'll have to confirm that. I've got my, let me pull up my notes on that right now so I make sure I don't have this backwards. Yes. So this is now registration.
Mm-hmm. No, so I see. Registration itself. You have participant registration. So what do you mean by the registration? Give more context to registration. What exactly?
Okay, so registration is so that's this first one, and let me put that in here. And I believe I have I have successfully. So registration is something. Greg pointed to me to an example of of something that exists already in the paper world. And we actually started to model this with the team. I think we have it on the wrong one. But here's an example of a program that you would register for. And so I was just going to use this as kind of a baseline. And some part of this is reusable. So this is registration that results in an application. And so what I did.
Yeah, that is actually participant, registration or awardee registration, whatever. So that is actually one step or two steps into the whole thing. So the first thing that you have is you have an application that can be configured to work with different models, right? And under a model,
should this go up at the top? Application happens before registration.
I'm actually trying to get a sense of where exactly. Okay.
Our visual for where we're starting from is this. We have this, and Greg said, and we don't have to go sequential. We just need to have everything defined and eventually have the sequence. But Greg said the most important things in terms of the place to start is if you can make a UI that does this, then by definition you will you'll eventually back into all the ways that it must have been configured. Like for example, select demo program. So the first step is a program is a thing with a unique number that has a point of contact. Well, so in our simulation, you have some drop-down box or something to select your program. Well, obviously, we would have to have some story about how something got into that drop-down box. So that was kind of where he was thinking. I mean, so from a computer science standpoint, you couldn't design the end state without having the future state there.
Okay.
So
you're starting from the point where
from the end.
Okay, so and then trying to get so now I understand the context in which it was actually spoken. So which means that essentially you are going to capture the screens that actually will get information from the participants and even the providers and anybody else that is actually involved.
Yes, and then from there we can kind of back into what must have happened before someone got to, after we build something, simulate something where we have someone put together and, select a program, complete an application, address warning message, submit it, hit a status, and update the application. We can then start asking questions of, well, how did that program even become available to select? And from there, we can back into it. Well, you'd have to have right here the ability to configure a demo, select a demo, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then you can say, well, then you have a question like, well, how did you know what warning messages would show up? And then again from there, we could then start teasing back into the details of, oh, well, I guess each applications would have, and there's three things that, and I have this in the simulation as an item to deal with. There's effectively three things. Two things happen prior to submit, and one thing happens after. Prior to submit, there's data validation, which is did you put numbers where numbers are supposed to go? Did you spell someone's last name using all capital letters because we wanted you to do it that way? Data validation. And then there's also verification. You said that your name was Thomas George, but in fact, is that actually correct information? Some sort of identity verification. So one is validation, the other one's verification. After that is done, there's a submit thing that happens. The submit thing causes rules to go on. So the system processes, I guess the intent is not really for the system to catch, did he put in data correct or is the data true? The assumption is by the time it gets to system processes, all the data is correctly entered and is true. And the system processes are now executing rules.
Okay.
Does this stuff, and let me know if this stuff is, if it sounds like I might have misheard because I'm playing this back again. But
okay. Let's see some of the other things that's already been done. So that's fine.
So I started from this, and I was using this as my main item to start kind of, knocking this stuff out. So if there's an application, I started to take a look. Well, what would a model what would this application process look like? So there's something where there's a program selector. Just some checkbox or something where you can have, program 1, program 2, and then someone could later on tell us, instead of program 1, program 2, give us something else. Let me go down, please select. This is, even though this is a very powerful part in terms of the application, it's
spelling, yeah.
So please select program, and then the default will be.
Okay, so this is the starter page, okay? Program, then what is the begin application for selected program? So.
Yeah, so that was the first part. So we, pretty crudely, we could demonstrate program selection with some program selector thing. I have a drop-down box, but maybe it's a search field or something like that. Then this next thing is complete the application. Well, that's kind of something that was hard to put on there. So I said, so I was like,
okay, don't worry about that. Just keep it as, on this page, my expectation is that this is actually choosing the program, and then you are actually start. You put the button as start, and then you get into the. That's it.
Start application.
No, you don't have to say start application. I don't want any context of an application or any work that is actually done here.
So after you select the program.
After the program, I'm just getting into the real model that I'm actually going to be working in. The program that you are actually talking about, or is actually a model. Okay, you should actually.
But from the person using this, the person using this one is the awardee, right?
No, it could. There are different actors in the system, so you can look at it as saying any. Okay, so go share the screen again. Let me.
I thought I was sharing it. Am I sharing it?
Hold on. Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay.
Okay. And I thought this simulation of an awardee.
No, not yet. Not yet.
A future awardee.
No. I basically I'm. See, that's the reason why there's a challenge in terms of saying if you look at it from the end screen, what typically will happen is you have a set of artifacts, and that artifacts have to be applied to certain, what you would say, certain actors in the system, right? So
Yes.
everybody who comes, okay.
Like this. So this is basically, this is a simulation right here. This box, the simulation of somebody applying to hopefully become an awardee.
Okay, all right. So I wouldn't actually put anything out here regarding an awardee or something like that. I will actually, talk to it. The thing is,
okay, but to become something, what are they applying to become?
Let's go back a little bit. Let's look at screens. Okay, let's create screens first.
Okay, so from here, so at the screen part, I had it as, and I was using this as the model, and I can go directly from what you have as well. Greg gave me this.
The old. I'm not too worried about what was given initially, which is actually that diagram that you are talking about, the demo conceptual diagram that you started with, right? That is actually.
Yes, you want to see that diagram?
Yeah, that is a very dated diagram in the sense, like,
Yes, and so Greg started to kind of put some requirements on there, and I think he said that a program has awardees, and a program has a point of contact.
Yes.
Awardees have delegates. Awardees have participants. Program registrations have forms. Forms, also known as the Reusable Registration Framework application, have fields. He wanted to, the problem is the word application has more than one meaning. So RRF application refers to a business process where you apply to be granted something. That's the intention of that. Have fields. Fields have checks, and fields have verification. I'm going to put down to make sure data is properly. Fields have verification to make sure the data is true. After submit, awardee participant lists have rules. Cross-awardee participant lists have rules. Cross-model participant lists have rules. Program has data formatting tool. I wonder what that means. Program has a registration form. Awardee has registration form.
Okay.
And then also, Greg said that doctors are aligned and beneficiaries are assigned. So these are all kind of concepts that would need to have some sort of visual representation. By the time the simulation is done, there should be some visual of what an awardee, of a program having an awardee and a program having a point of contact. It doesn't have to happen in the beginning, but by the time we're done, there would need to be a visual story that accounts for these things.
Okay,
so
all right.
We'd have to demonstrate data being bad and field checks, making sure that's good.
Okay.
Same thing with verification.
Yeah, this is all fine. This is all things that we have talked about, and this is at a high level. So if we actually go back to the start screen, okay?
Okay, sure. We got the start screen. So kind of started to put there that there's some selector, and then after you've selected the program, you can begin application for selected program. And it was so abstract. What I did is I just kind of said, like, well, it's some big.
So you would call it as model program selector, right?
Yes, portal program selector or model program selector.
Talking about model, not demo.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Model program selector. And
Okay.
this thing has the capability of selecting something that you want to
Yeah,
register for.
the area where I would look to see CPC, TGIC, all those kind of. This is the screen on which I'll actually do that, and then
Okay, CPC.
what I'm actually to be looking at on this is to actually say start. Just start. That's it. Okay. Start.
No, but starts. What is the thing that's starting? I guess.
No, you are getting into the application, or you are just saying OK button there. I would be fine with an OK button there. Don't put start.
Okay.
Put OK there. Select program OK. That's it.
All right.
Okay, and that's it. So take the start that particular thing out.
This guy goes out. And I was just trying to conceptually get on one page everything that's in there. These could be all separate portlets or pages that show up.
I would look at it as this is a start page that I want, irrespective of who might be the. I might have certain roles that start from here, but I would say have the screen out here. Take anything else on this out.
Okay. You want me to get rid of this other thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So clicking on OK takes me to the next set of screen, right?
Okay.
And that's based on the role who's actually based on who has come into the system.
Yes.
They are going to actually see the screens and the functionality accordingly.
And the screens and functionality, what I had, so what would be the next screen that you would see? And so my thought is just conversationally between you and me, this is a simulation of somebody applying to become something, right?
Okay, so this is, okay, so on this screen I would assume that this is an awardee delegate coming into the system and planning to actually, do the functions that he's responsible for.
Well, to become an awardee, because right now they haven't been awarded anything, right? Before this application submitted, they're just somebody. Wouldn't that be true? Or are they already an awardee? So I thought they become an awardee, but before they're an awardee, they're just somebody.
Now, I will add right now from this screen onwards. Let's look at it. Okay, so the person who came in. Now, this is an application that's going to be integrated with the landing page. Let's assume that the person came in. Their roles and responsibilities have already been established. Now, if they came into this and they chose the program that they want to get to. Okay.
Yes.
So this is. I am going to assume that this is in standalone mode. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So standalone will integrate the step.
Okay.
Later.
So one thing prior to this is also there, and that is actually saying I want a screen which is login ID and password. Okay.
Users logged in.
No, one more screen before this. I'm trying
you want to see a login password screen?
Yes, I want a login password screen.
All right, let me pull that in there. I'm just going to pull that other one that we had.
So I'm going to use a slightly different approach. I'm actually going to be doing a high-level framework first, and then I'll actually dive deep to areas where I have most information, and then we will build out the connectors. Okay?
Okay. That's fine. We can do whatever. Okay. Yeah, we'll grab that portal enterprise login.
Yeah, I want the login page to be made a login page which is very specific. Assuming that this is currently not integrated, I want the application to have a login and a login page.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll have this. There's some login. They've logged into the portal. After they logged into the portal, they go to this thing right here.
No, just look at it this way. Don't right now worry about whether there is actually an enterprise portal or not. I actually want to start with building an application, okay? And
Okay,
that application,
so it's just a simple login. Got it.
yes, a simple login. Basically, assuming that this is a web-based application, okay? And I want a
Something like
login.
this.
Yes.
User ID password. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, hold on. Let me get. Yeah. User ID, password, login. If you don't have a login, you can actually request for a login, right?
Yeah.
Login, cancel, and then what else do we have?
Yeah. Enough for us to kind of get to the next screen.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. It's at the same level as okay. So you have user ID, password, request login. Okay, login. There's a cancel button also.
Cancel button. We can put one in there too.
What does the cancel button do? So if he's coming from somewhere, he just remains as it is, right? That's it.
Yeah.
On the same.
And we can add a cancel later in there, but I mean, we almost want to just demonstrate. I mean, we can start adding behaviors to all the other buttons, but the big question is like, what happens after they've logged in?
Wouldn't login be the first and then cancel the next?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
And this is all just kind of high level, so like this is not intending to be perfect usability. We just kind of want to get a feel for what would happen with the login. So you log in, and you log in, assuming it's valid credentials. There's some page. What would it be? This page would have the part where you select your program. That would be this thing right here. This process. Maybe you can go to this model application selector thing.
No, I'm saying just go to the login page that we created just now.
Okay, so log in.
Okay, so assuming that this is the page from which, so the user ID password out here, I am assuming that this is basically the entry point for somebody who, okay, so I'm actually going to be talking different term now, okay?
Okay.
I am actually considering this whole application, which is enabling registration and model setup under this as the ISIS application, okay?
Okay.
This is actually the login that I see for system admins coming into this application and then trying to configure models, okay?
Okay.
This login,
right.
this login screen is only visible to them. So if this login fails, do we have a screen which says your login failed or something? There's a failed login page that needs to be shown, right?
There's this login page, and we're going to simulate a login of someone configuring a model.
Yes, this is the login page for a system admin sort of thing, okay?
Okay. And I'm just thinking from a high-level part, let's get that scenario. So this is the login of a system admin.
Yes, would be the ISIS system admin, I would say.
Obviously,
No,
I've been seeing that one up.
Yeah.
ICIS?
Yes.
Admin. That's just in the login. ISIS. Okay. You put in valid login credentials, and then what's the next thing? Is this where you select the program, or what? What do they do after they have valid credentials?
Okay, so they have, so one is, okay, so if they have valid credentials, then they get into the functionality now, right?
Mm-hmm.
and their functionality.
Their functionality is that picture. They can do these things.
Yeah, they can actually set up. No, they can actually go set up. So they have a menu that would actually show up on their left, which says, "Are you configuring a model? Are you editing a model?" Okay.
Okay. There's something that goes for administrative functions.
Yes.
The functions that they have are.
Okay, so click on that. I want a basic on the screen on the left. I have a menu of items that they can actually do, right?
Yes.
And that menu of items. Let me. What can the ISIS system admins do? So they can, one, they have they can configure models. Okay. Okay. They can create templates of models or should we just say configure models, model templates, okay? We'll, under that we'll put submenus actually, okay?
Okay, configure models. Okay,
yeah,
so we have models, so we have models and then things within models.
Yeah, yes, so we'll explore that out for let's first create, just create
model,
it as.
So there's a concept called model administration.
Okay, no, first thing, model administration is not the, administration of the model comes in differently. So let's look at its configure models. Okay, configure models.
Configure models. Okay.
Configure model, I would say. Put it, yeah.
Okay. Configure model.
No, I'm not able to see the screen refresh actually. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me send you.
Yeah, I did. Now it's yeah.
Okay. Because if you see this link, you might be able to see it quicker. Just go directly to iRise and refreshing it there, then through GoToMeeting.
Okay, that's fine. The configure model. The next one would be to say that model templates.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to send this one. That way, you can see it on your screen, and I'll just every time I put it in there, I'll just say, "Hey, refresh," and I think
this is fine. I can actually see what you're doing right now. The model. Otherwise, the whole application, my desktop also becomes slow, and I have to navigate between back and forth.
Okay.
The second item that they have is model templates.
Model templates.
Yes.
Okay.
The other one is user manage. You can actually say access management, right?
Can we say model access management? It's just access management.
Access. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Put one for reports.
And again, I'm going to always ask, and you can say, forget it. Can we put an adjective next to it? Can we call it model reports or
no, nothing
administrative reports? Okay.
No. There's not models yet. At present, I have so many, but I will then. Okay, under configure model. So we'll look at other functionality as it arrives. If I click on configure model.
Okay, configure model. You want some submenu items in there, or?
Yes, I want submenu items. So the submenu item would say add new model. what you would say?
Just create, update, delete, modify, basically.
Yeah, add, modify, delete. And disable actually.
It almost seems like delete. It almost seems like that could all be handled on a model screen. You know, if we build out the configure model screen, all those functionalities might just be in that screen. So I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, right now I'm actually trying to just have what are the different functionalities that are there. So if I click on a configure model, I can actually get into the, whether I'm actually going to be adding a model, deleting a model, or updating a model, or I'm going to be disabling a model.
Okay. Oh, disable.
Yeah, there's one more. Yeah, disable model. Okay. Now let's look at, so all the functionality, so other than disable model, which is actually just a yes or no kind of a situation. Okay, so let's look at what.
So it's disable/enable model.
Yeah, enable, disable model, yeah. Actually, enable should be first and then disable, yeah. Okay.
And this is almost as much of a brainstorm as it is a simulation. At this point, we want to just make sure all the concepts are on.
Okay. Enable, disable model.
Yeah. So you configure model. Under configure, you can add, delete, update, enable, disable.
Yeah. Under enable, disable model, all you are doing is you are going to look at the models that are listed.
Okay.
You have a model drop down.
Start and we can. Do you want to have a?
I would rather than model drop down, I would like to see a table of all the models that are currently in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. It almost seems like that. Can we just have it go to a page now when you click that, or when you click that shows something? We don't even have to go to a page. We could stay right here, and I could just show something here.
No. I mean,
like to see.
Enable, disable model is a separate screen.
A separate screen. Yes. So all this will take you. So if you click on this, this will take you to a screen where you can disable or enable a model, right?
Yes, and I want that screen to be done now. So while we are on it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do model. Yeah. Clicking on this one will take you to enable disable model.
Yes.
And we just put in. Okay, so there's going to be a data table listing all your models.
Yes. And put in a table, and in that table I am looking to see model I'm
going to create a model is a new type of data sheet, right?
What is it?
Model is kind of like a new type of thing. We haven't done models before.
In a sense, like TGIC is a model, CTC is a model, all those kind. Yeah.
Oh, we've referred to the applications before, so we could actually do this just real quickly. Data table, concepts. We just want the concept name. And anything that we've created is called an application. I think probably works. All right, so we'll have this thing called concept type, and then you'll probably want, this will list, we'll call this model.
Okay.
And then you want to have a toggle where you can enable or disable.
I want a table of all models that, in case if, let's assume that we are, this application has been started up and this system admin has about 5 or 10 models that's already using this particular application. Then the table
These are
might,
our models. So I'll expand this out here.
okay. Okay, so
and I just want to say where it's one more criteria where the concept name is not, please select. You see this? Is this kind of what you're thinking? These are all the different types of models?
Yes, just as a placeholder, we can actually use it. But what I'm trying to say is that table I would like to see, along with the model, I would like to see the model ID, or the model ID, the program ID. Okay.
Okay. So we'll kind of put that in there this way. Just for now, we'll make this
okay.
I wanted to put in some dummy data so we can have it look real. So you'll have this one, which is concept name, and then next to it there will be
more than the data at this point, I'm more concerned about capturing the information that I want on, or the metadata that I actually want.
Okay.
So
there'll be some number. You'll have the name, and then I'll say the number, model, and ID.
Okay, let me also open an Excel sheet.
Yeah, if you give me if you already give me an Excel spreadsheet, I could also do it that way.
In the sense, like
or tell me what columns you want to have next.
Yeah, well, while we are talking itself, while I'm typing in, but I'm just trying to say one is the table needs to contain a model ID, right?
Mm-hmm.
The table will have the model name, the model display name, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The model category. This is actually saying whether it is the ACO program or whether it is the Medicaid related, the high level 7 categorizations that we have for the model.
Do you know what those categories are?
They are, hold on, let me see. I know that there's about 7 categories, and I can actually send you that. Okay.
I'm just going to put in some dummy data now, just on the category 1, 2, 3, 4.
Also on CMI Innovation, the web-facing the page that they have, the 7 categories are there. If you actually
on the Word document, or
innovation.cms.gov or something like that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Innovation model.
Our innovation model, see?
These guys, categories?
Yes, these are the categories, yes. Okay, so
We're just going to put those.
Model display name, model category. We need the business owner.
I think I'm going to put this in.
Business owner, representative. Contact, telephone, contact, email, enabled, disabled. Okay.
Approve me. Oh, I just see you put those in. Oh, great. And I see those categories. Let me.
Yeah, these are the high level, the table columns that I actually want.
Okay, we have to put those guys in here. Some of these are not very short names.
Some of them we can actually, hold on, I'm actually doing something else also. So, but,
no worries. Multitasking is how we do it.
Enterprise shared services, Breeze. Okay. Okay, some of those names. I'm going to have some something for what you would say is a brunch, because I didn't have anything in my breakfast. Been sitting there for a while now.
No problem. And if you do that, I'm going to my oatmeal is staring at me, and it's about 20 feet. Actually, I'm wireless, so I can.
Yeah,
narrate, but I'm walking to my oatmeal.
I mean,
I'm still here, but I'll chug on those items while you are you're grabbing a bite to eat.
Yeah, let me get that. All right. Lid.
Well, I kind of like our approach we're going on. It seems like, I think it's fine, but it seems like we're going, between you and Greg, nothing is, you guys are complementing each other, but you seem to be going at it from different angles. which I think will probably make this go faster, especially once we see the convergence. Greg kind of had me started just to, get me started down the path of just something. So he was going off of probably something he thought that I'd be the most familiar with the application experience. And you're helping us kind of go from the part of how the application comes to be.
Yes.
So
yeah, because the other one is easier to get started with, but then it actually gets confusing in terms of when you are building up and you don't have an idea about what's up.
Yeah, it's kind of like a big leap of faith.
Yes, and
I was like, that was having something, even if it's wrong. I figure would
yeah.
Because my thought is with the simulation, if I can at least evoke a response where someone says like, all right.
See, the challenge, the challenge that I have now in the organization is not that people can understand what participant management is. The challenge is in terms of people understanding what this, reusable framework is, or
my in-state folks at the airport bear with me and that it's becoming an animal planet here. We're watching their birds, so you may hear some chirping in the background. He's not going to be happy that his parents are leaving.
okay.
Hey, John, how's it going? This business owner,
Yes,
what's the distinction between business owner and business owner representative?
it could be different.
Those are two, okay.
We can actually say business owner representative, contact me, contact telephone and contact.
Yeah. Okay, so business owner. So do you see my screen?
Yeah, I see the screens. I would actually the table, the columns in the order that I actually gave.
Okay. It's hard to tell these days with I'm not talking to myself. Yeah. See you, John. Have a great trip. So business owner. Business owner representative, contact telephone, contact email.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll move enable, disable to the right.
No, put the enable disable to the left of the model ID, because I'm looking to have the model ID, model name, all the so.
So this thing. All right. So let me get rid of that. So this will be like model name and then description underneath it.
No, so this would be okay. The very first column in the table I would look at and then see it as the enabled disabled. Okay.
All right, let me move him over.
Yeah. Or just put it as model. Yeah, model name. Yeah, that's fine. And then comes the model display name.
You're saying model ID comes before this, though?
Yes.
Okay. After model name comes model description.
Yes, if you want. Yeah, good. No, actually, model display name. Display name.
Oh. Okay.
After that, maybe you can actually put in the model category.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
a model description after that. Okay.
All right, so I feel like I can put in for display name, description. Business owner, can you give me an example? Can you give me dummy data for business owners?
Yeah,
Would it be
business
like
owner.
after?
No, so the business owner could be business owner for the model, like say something like a TGIC application. Right now, don't put in any names or anything. I just you can.
It'll be easier to simulate it when we can put in some data, but this would be a company.
No, business owner would be
Okay.
somebody from CMMI.
Okay, it would be a person.
Yeah, it is a person. So somebody like say Ashley Corbett would be a business owner.
Okay, we can just put down like if they produce person, we can have actors there. The representative is another person.
Yes, that's their delegate. Yeah.
Contact number is is the contact email some person, another person, or someone else?
So I was saying the contact telephone and contact email is for the business owner representatives.
Okay, can I put that underneath here?
What?
I want to put this contact information under here so everyone knows that it's related to this person right here, right?
It is fine, but the data is coming in from tables, right? So
yes, it will be discrete data elements.
okay.
Yeah, but that way we can see that the contact information belongs to.
No, hold on. Keep a business owner representative, contact email and contact phone, and also the business owner contact and email. You get what I'm saying?
So just call it business owner contact telephone.
No, you have both of them have emails actually.
Oh, within their thing.
Uh-huh.
But I agree, this would be structured information. This would not be a memo field.
Say that again.
this would not be a memo field. These are all discrete data elements.
Mm-hmm. So I want the, if we are actually putting in, we need email, okay. Email and tell, put next to each of the data points.
Would they possibly be at the same company?
This is not a different company. They are CMS representatives. So
Oh,
even
CMS.gov.
yeah. Can we actually have the next to that 111 and the 999 tell, and then a column, and then the and then the email will also have email, and then the email.
Oh, I have a subject. Have a label in front of it.
Yes. No, just put as tell, and then space. That hyphen and space, right? Sorry, not the hyphen. The colon and the space.
Oh, you want to have them lined up.
No, we can actually just put it as, you know. No, I don't want them to line up. No, that's fine. Just in real life, it should line up. But what I'm saying is, basically, there's a space after that colon on email. Like, I don't see that space.
Yes, there's a space. And this is really just to kind of make sure that I understand, that I understand the data too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have another exercise to format this one so it looks. I'm not intending that this looks like a real application.
I'm not.
Any style. Okay. Yeah. So this gets enough at it. But you're expecting. We are on the model enabled disabled screen. And we're expecting that you're going to see
and one of the things that I actually want about the table is a search, option, which search can be done on either model ID, model name, or a model display name.
All right. So a couple things. Some folks, do you want a unified search where you can just start typing in whatever you want and it pulls it back? Or do you want to have it as discrete fields? It seems like there's a trend towards unified search. You just start typing in the model name, it pulls back everything with that name.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, so we'll just have something search, and then we'll put in some instructions. But if you take a look at, for example, in Google you can do like search in so we'll have something like help. But you can type in search criteria.
So what are the tables or the columns in which it will actually start searching?
What's that?
What columns would it start searching in?
Well, it searches all columns, but then the way the unified search works, so if you start typing in ACO, all columns are searched, and anyone that contains ACO gets presented. So if ACO exists in model name, display name, category, or business owner, it's retrieving. And then if you want to say only search on something, the way they do it in some of the search parts, like so, take a look at Gmail, for example. So I could say Thomas, or I could do from Thomas. So this one retrieve. This is a unified search field. See, this actually looks at the discrete field called from.
Mm-hmm.
If I remove it, this is anywhere where Thomas has ever been anywhere in an email.
Okay. I would keep it in the sense like.
So I guess my thought is, if you are looking for, if you're looking for Innovation Center homepage, you don't have to figure out which field do I go to type in Innovation Center homepage. You would start to type in Innovation Center homepage, and you would start seeing results pop back, and it's like Innovation Center homepage. So it tells you that, oh, you're probably looking for the Innovation Center homepage. And you click it, and then this table refreshes. That way, in terms of search, you only have to go to one field. We can make discrete elements, but I think unified search seems to be, from a usability part, what applications are doing. Anyone you want, and I just have an example right now of different categories. I didn't try to do a great job with that. But.
Let's go back. Okay, so you already populated the data. Okay.
I started to, yeah. And then you'd have some enable, disable functionality here.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be an ID number, a display name. I'm thinking it's some, we might, obviously this is falling off the page, so, just like we did right here, we kind of stack these on top of each other with the business owner. I'm thinking we'd probably do the same thing eventually with the categories. Since, like, the name, description, and all that stuff there, we could probably sit them on top of each other. And again, the search doesn't,
I would typically keep it in the sense like I wouldn't want to stack all of them, like saying model, display name, or all those kind of things. Are you saying that way?
I think you would, because right now, we'll figure out, but right now we have a bit of a UI problem. You can't see the entire screen. A bunch of the data's off page. Now, granted, we haven't tried to improve this, but
yeah, but even then, the key information that people would be looking for and searching for is immediately visible within this. Do you see that? Model ID, model name, model display name.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, they want to actually verify whether it's the actual, the business sponsor, and then that's when they actually move to the right. And if they want to disable it, they already have it on the left. I already looked at the usability aspect of it when I thought.
What we've done right here is we've organized this by importance. And for the purpose of enabling and disabling a model, you want to be able to look up a model ID and show it. And presumably this is a sort, so clicking this,
Yeah.
Or maybe that's something here that was there is a criteria called emit. Probably something like this.
What is that? Yes or no?
This is real. If you want to disable something, this one is omit disabled models from display.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, if you only want to search for something within enabled or disabled models.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
So you'd have something like this where you could emit yes, no. You could search from a term. You could type in model ID, type model ID or number.
I think that omit has a space in between.
Yeah, I think that might just be a weird thing.
Oh, is it okay?
I think that's just a weird spacing thing right now, and maybe it's a font or whatever. But it's typed correctly.
Okay.
So but basically, so there's this enable. You hit these buttons, and then you can return back to your page of administration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we can have a button from here, email, you know.
Well, again, my thought is if you type in email, if you type in the email, it says, oh, if you type in somebody at whatever, it will say, oh, that's model such and such. So you just type in the search, and it does a unified search across all columns.
No, what I'm saying is, once something is disabled,
yes,
we automatically send an email to the.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, so when you disable something,
okay,
have it do something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's make sure we have that. And then in terms of this one, we have administrative functions. You have this enable, disabled, and then notify.
Yeah.
Business owner.
Yeah. We can actually include it from the same screen.
Okay. Well, because I'm thinking once you hit enable, disable, you're going to have something. What's that?
Oh no, my daughter actually came in, so I said go give it to her mother.
So this happens, you hit enable, disable. Are you thinking like you have a button saying like, okay, do everything I just said, or clicking on enable or disabled makes them immediately enabled or disabled?
Say that again.
So right now on the screen you can do this.
Uh-huh.
Does an email get generated just because I did this, or should there be like a button saying confirm your changes?
I think submit. We should actually allow them to submit.
Okay. So this is a temporary state. This doesn't happen until you hit submit, and it says it tells you.
Yeah, and we actually ask, do you want to? You have and they say we list out the applications that they are about to disable, and then
okay.
Do you want to continue, right? Or do you want to disable,
Yeah, so you'll have, and then after this, you're going to have a, maybe it's not notify business owners. We'll refer this as a confirm screen or something.
Yeah, they on the confirmation screen, you can actually typically ask them, so once they confirm whether they want to send an email notification to the business owners and the business owner representative. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. So it'll say something like, you have selected to disable the following model.
Yeah,
and then
basically,
there'll be something.
Yeah, we will basically show their model ID, model name. Model ID, model name, model display name, right?
All right, so model name, model ID. Excuse me. And would the same thing be true if they enabled as well?
Yes. A very similar screen, and then what we can actually do is
I'll have some button here saying like confirm. Go back.
so one of the confirm, cancel, and then one of the options you have is a small checkbox which says send email notifications to business owner representative. I like the confirm first and the cancel later.
Okay.
So when you put in within that brackets, it means that data would actually come in. Is that what you're saying?
Eventually, yeah. Once I have data, it would calculate this with the real data.
Okay.
And then there's a checkbox that goes right here.
Yes.
Actually, I've heard that it's better to say yes or no. And the default is yes. Okay. And same thing down here.
Yes.
And obviously, it's whatever. It'll only the relevant stuff will show up. If you didn't enable anything, that doesn't show up.
Uh-huh.
When you hit confirm, then you just kind of go back to your administrative functions.
You will come back again to the prior screen.
For administrative functions, as opposed to the cancel and move you back to here.
Cancel will get you back to, no, both of them will get you back to the model, the prior table from which we actually came.
Okay, both go to administrative functions.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that what you, okay.
So you go to configure model, you go to enable, disable, go to this thing, you can do things, you submit, say yes, no, these are different radios. But anyways, you can do yes, no, you confirm, and you come back here.
I would say you come back again to the enable, disable.
Oh, so after this you submit, and then you come back here to see your changes.
Mm-hmm. If they want to navigate up, let them navigate up. Otherwise.
That makes more sense because then you can confirm that those changes happen.
Yes.
At this point, though, wouldn't it seem like, I don't know if you want it on the table. I'm sorry I'm eating, but wouldn't you want to have the ability to see something in the system so you can see all the history or communications that have gone on? So, for example,
I would like to
would
see
you want to
almost,
see that the system sent? Would you like to see that the system sent them an email?
no, I wouldn't. My assumption is that component worked, but on this screen I would definitely like to see. If I want to see just disabled models, how do I do it?
If you want to see the what?
Just the disabled models.
We could switch it to just show omit disabled models. So you go just to see omit. Trying to think of the easiest way then. So we could have them both be checkboxes.
Yeah,
I was just trying to figure out what the most convenient one would be.
So I want a box here on the left, which is rather than omit disabled models out here. Basically, in the table itself, we can do a filter where it says enable disabled or both, right?
Got it. Hold on one second. We get that. All right. Let me just grab the control for it real quick. It's the one that looks like a funnel or something, right?
Oh, yes. Just like a Y sitting there, see? Oh, you had it previously. Go up. No.
I've had these before, and I know these are the standard icons.
Yeah, so search for filter. You just give search for filter. No, in the
under character map. Okay.
No, that's one. There. Last line, you see that. Yeah,
okay,
yeah, one. That's one. Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to have this thing, and you click on it, and then all of a sudden this option comes up where
Yeah, in the sense like you don't need that. Yeah. Basically, you can.
I'll figure that. I mean, that UI will help you remember. I mean, clicking on this causes enable, disable to show up.
Yeah, in the sense like you basically get a, just like you, if you do a filter in Excel, you will actually see whether you can actually, have you seen in Excel?
Let me take a quick look. It's kind of like a, it almost sounds like you're describing the UI feature of auto filter. So if you're to do data auto filter, something like you hit it and then something like this pops up, but
That's
a simpler drop down. It'll be sort, enable, disabled, or filter. Like a little drop down thing.
Yeah.
Something like that. So that would cause a sort. Are you thinking that that's a sort, or it's just simply, well, it'll be whatever option we choose. So we're saying show all, show enable, show disable.
Yeah, it will just say show enabled or show disabled. That's all.
Okay, but this concept, a little flyout menu. Yep, that makes sense. Do you want to put that? I mean, we'll come back to that now. I want to make sure that we're kind of at least capturing the big picture stuff. And I don't want to do too much because this is excellent stuff for the iRise training that I'm doing. So I kind of want to get some of the parts where it's like 95% there, and I could have some of the other folks I'm training do this while I'm mentoring them. And this would be a good one. So we figured out configure model, enable, disable. What about add model?
Okay. Add model will have a lot more information. Okay, so let's now look at delete model.
Okay.
I'll come to add model and update model. Very similar screen to disable model. We'll have to make some enable disable model. Do we give any description?
I'm going to make a duplicate version. So you're saying it'd be best just to kind of start with
yes
a copy of enable, disabled, and then
I would say for each of the screens right at the top, I will actually want to have a small description of what that particular screen is.
Okay.
Because enable disable model, we can actually mention saying that
yes, I think it would be good to explain the difference between those two.
Yeah. So
you
to go to the disable.
Yeah. You want to describe this one?
Yeah.
All right.
We can actually just after the before the search button, we can actually give a screen description or something, right? Description.
Yeah. So
this screen contains. No, we don't put it as contains functionality at all. Basically we just say this screen is to be used. No, don't put simulates also. We'll put it, this screen. This screen is to be used.
The screen
is to be used to temporarily disable or enable. Oh, okay, hold on. Actually, yeah, this screen is to be used to disable or we should say enable or disable access, right? Disable or enable access to models by the system admins.
Well, is it the admin that has the limited access, or is it like the awardees?
No, it is the admin. This is the admin screens I'm talking about.
Okay. The person when this thing becomes disabled, all of a sudden this doesn't show up in a delegates drop-down as an available program to select from.
Now, it might be available on landing page, but it will not be accessible by anybody.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. This screen. Okay. So I actually want one more sentence to be actually put in. Okay. Temporarily disable access by the system admin. Can be used in the event to cut access to the application. Can be used in the event to restrict access to the application.
Restrict
to
or
all,
block?
Actually, can be used to block access to the application in case of a security breach or something, right?
Yes. Seems like there ought to be a more pleasant reason to use this. In the event that that administrative review is required.
Can be used to block
like
the application in the event of a routine maintenance.
How about suspend?
Yeah. No, I would say just say prevent access. Okay. Access to the application in the event of a routine maintenance, security breaches.
In the event of a what?
In the application, in the event, okay, can be used to prevent access to the application for routine maintenance. You take the in the event of sort of thing.
Yes, I like this better. For scheduled or unscheduled maintenance.
Yeah. Planned, unplanned maintenance and security events.
I almost like the word just leaving it as maintenance. So we'll put down security.
No. I actually want to highlight that because that's
okay. So this is a feature. Okay. You know what, Thomas, on this one, I think this begs the question of, is it enabled, disabled, something that, is there really three states? Is there enabled, and like, for example, the go live is July 1st, 2014. And you would say enable it July 1st, like there's a, maybe it's not like enable it, there's enable it right now, and then there's enable it on this day because the program goes live on this day. But we don't have to have that right now, but it seems to me...
We'll think about it, but, just go ahead and then...
Yeah, we don't have to do it right now, but I'm just putting that in your mind. That's something that popped up, so I thought I'd say it.
No, just stay here. I want to put it as scheduled and... Okay, to the applicant for planned, unplanned maintenance and security events act.
And security events?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Then what else? Like you mentioned, can we actually on this add to this the table to actually say the model start date and the model end date? You know what I'm saying?
I'm almost thinking that
towards the right.
This thing becomes access. We change this to access. Drop it down here.
No, I wouldn't. I just say we just put enabled or disabled.
Because start date and end date seems like it has an implication on enabled and disabled. That's why I grouped them together.
The model start date and end date is what I'm actually saying.
Okay. Does that have any impact on access?
We can actually, if we have the dates there, we can actually link it up to that also. You get what I'm saying later on.
Okay,
and at the end of it, don't add column here. Just add to the end of it.
End of this, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on a date. Is it a time date thing, or it's just a date?
Can we have it the other way around? The 2014 month DDY kind of a style. Yep.
Like that?
Yep. I'm not a big fan of the US style of dates.
Well, as long as it's not that one style where the day is the first number, that one always throws me for a loop.
Yeah, but that's other than US, all around the world, that's how they have it. Day comes first and month and then the year. I would like to either start with the highest significance and go down, or have it the other way around. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. That sounds good. So, and then on this one, so on each one of these, are you thinking that this thing, there's one of these on start date as well?
Which one? The
That little filter icon?
You could. So, do we want to actually put the filter for all things?
We can. I guess what I'm thinking is that we'd probably want to.
Yeah.
We'll probably want to have, we'll kind of want to understand it. That's what I'm thinking as we group these together. For example, start and end date, I could see that you'd want to have a filter called, show me all active models. And the active model, and so the person doesn't say, show me everything with a start date greater than this and an end date greater than that. The user probably want to say, show me. But at least right now, we're going to say, conceptually, we're thinking that these things have filters on it.
Yeah.
Right, in section. But I think as we go through it, we're going to want to, I can see that we would want to kind of expand on this concept and make sure we know kind of how people would want to filter. Because I think, and that's definitely going to be one of the things that I think Joel would ask, and I think it would be a good question if he did, is what do you expect to see when you click it? Why would you use it? And I'm thinking the reason why you click this one is you'd want to know, show me all the active ones. Or show me all the models that are currently running. Show me all the models that are going to go in the future. Show me all the end ones. You could always have the ability to put in whatever dates you want, but there's got to be some business reason for why you want to do it. So you could have like an option, an option saying, show me active, show me planned, show me whatever, and then custom. Does that make sense, or?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Go ahead. No, let's just, yeah. So this one becomes the model for the next one. Delete.
Yeah, so we're still kind of working on this. So I should, this is for you. I should make this a master, I think is what I'm understanding.
Then, in a sense, like I'm not saying that it should become a master from thing, but what I'm saying is you could create a delete based on what we have here, and then we can actually change some things for that. So I don't know what it means for you actually in terms of.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're thinking a very similar table to this.
Yes. We can modify it there once we have a copy of this.
my thought is, well, yeah, so we'll do that, and we'll make a copy of it. Copying this, the delete doesn't need to look like this, but it's our starting point. So we get rid of this guy, and make a copy.
Sorry.
No worries. And then I gotta jump off in about 12 minutes to get ready for my training session. But we're probably gonna go through some of this if you want to hop in on that. But it's going to be more generic.
Okay. So let's create a delete screen.
Here it is. Let's start delete.
Okay. So the description for this is this screen is to be used to delete, models. Permanently delete. I think we should qualify saying that records would be in the database, but would not be available for display anymore, right? Use of terminate. Or use of models.
So it almost seems like this is not a delete model, it's more of a terminate model.
Yeah. This is not okay. This screen is to be used by the system admins to permanently terminate access to models. I don't want any inferencing that this is to be used by them or used by the system admins. The use of a model at the end of the model in the end of the model life cycle, right?
Okay.
Life cycle, or due to a request for premature termination of models from the Innovation Center. This can also be used in the event. Okay. Used in the event of being notified of a premature termination to a model, right? The model. And then maybe we can actually put it in brackets and then say, history doesn't necessarily translate to a delete of a record in the database, right? If model needs to be, if a deleted model needs to be recovered, then appropriate database changes needs to be done, right?
Yeah, or I guess, or maybe it's just this does not override.
No, it's not
disaster.
a case of. No. This is not about disaster recovery or anything of that sort.
Okay.
See, a person who actually, okay, so we can we change the state of a terminated model back to?
I would think, based on what I've seen, that you might clone a model that you've terminated so you can create another one.
Yeah, what you might actually want to say is note terminated models, to reinstate a terminated model, database.
I think terminated, that thing is like, it's like an invoice. It's, like a
no.
terminated.
There are instances, I don't want an information to be, what I'm trying to do is enable the system admin with enough information in case if he has to do something out of the ordinary.
I guess I'm wondering, like, what's the difference then if you can do terminated and reinstate? What's the difference between enable, disabled, and then terminate and reinstate?
Enable, disabled. Enable, disable is actually a status change. Terminated models, again, it's a status change, but the implications are different. That it might actually not be accessible anymore for reporting also.
Okay, so there are different business rules associated with that model termination or reinstatement.
Yes, I actually right now I haven't completely clearly thought about it yet, but what I'm saying is, this is the DBA aspect of mine, wearing the hat and then looking at it. So if by mistake I terminated a model, there should be some mechanism by which I can recover it, and then reinstate model cannot be done through the screen itself. That's what I'm actually trying to say. It has to be done through the back-end process.
Okay.
Yeah, so the screen itself is called terminator model. Do we actually allow them? Terminated models can be reinstated. Should I actually say they can go and recover it from the database?
See, that's the part where it seems to be a bit of a wonky application, because do we want to build something into the system where we're automatically saying it's going to require a kludge to reinstate something that was terminated? It seems like it seems like if we're building a solution that automatically has a use case that the solution doesn't support, and you have to have a database guy like fix it, then there's something goofy with that solution. Like my thought is,
no. This is somebody has actually terminated it, and let's say they say, oh no, we need to actually reinstate it. Then it means that reinstatement actually happens through a form that actually comes to us, and termination also happens basically because somebody notified us using a standard form. Termination of a model.
But I agree with that, but I'm just saying from a data perspective, like in theory, all the data is nicely controlled through ISIS.
Okay.
And then if someone makes some decision in the future, like, oh, well, just have someone go right into the database, well, that now opens up, that now introduces a human factor.
Okay,
where it almost seems like you would want to automate whatever it is, even if there's a terminate and you want to cure it, it would seem like you would want to have that procedure that you would intend to DBA to do kind of done through the ISIS system, so that you continue to have a way of always controlling what goes on, removing human.
We can actually include it. This would be beyond what what they have currently in the requirement. So, but just go ahead and then put it as saying, yeah, terminate reinstate model. You can actually put it that way.
Okay, terminate.
Yeah, but the terminated model are subject to archival procedure. That's are subject to archival and database
archival and disaster recovery procedures, or just archival procedures?
Archival procedures.
Okay.
Archived models, might need restore of data, data information. That's what we need to actually convey to the system admins. Are subject to archival procedures, and archived models might need to be restored from tapes. Yeah.
By following a special process. By following a TBD process. Because my thought is, we don't, models are so new, the concept of how you would terminate them is probably a new concept, is a new concept. And then the concept of even terminating something and then restoring something, that's almost like, that's almost beyond what we could even predict the need for, because
no,
figure out.
Model termination is actually, we have actually documented in the BPM. The only thing is, see, the termination means something very definite in data parlance. And data parlance, what we are saying is the model is going to be archived now. If it has been archived, then there might be a chance that the data itself has been taken from active disk. So here it means that archive models can be reinstated by following. We can just say can be reinstated by restoring from a tape or disk backups. That's all that we are saying.
Okay, maybe then one other thing is maybe it's terminated models are subject and maybe they initiate archival procedures.
They see it is assumed that after the model is done, might be some archival that is actually done. So depending on whether there's a policy, we might actually just even not keep a copy of it.
I think I heard you say it before. Like there's something about reports that happen. So.
This is just node system admin. I mean, it says by following. Just saying, can be restored from you see the after restoration comes the reinstatement. So just say archive models can be recovered from the tape / disk backups.
But I guess when they're restored, is it when it's restored, or I mean, what is it? We've got a little bit of verbal gymnastics here because we've restored and reinstated, and I mean, and you said it before. We're kind of like thinking about this. This is kind of just contemplating this one, but it seems like does reinstatement mean it's like you never terminated it, and restored is kind of a way of looking like what I'm thinking of the mental model that I have is like how there's like backups
can be restored from disk and tape backups, right? Disk or tape backups. So that may immediately it's a restoration of data. Restore is actually from that perspective.
But that seems like a weird UI thing.
No, this is just a comment to the system admin. This is only a note to them there. I am not concerned about what's actually going to be done on the screen.
Okay.
This is just my screen help notes that or tips to the user of this particular screen. That's all.
Okay.
So if they have a problem, then where do they go? And I'm just giving them hints as to what they need to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess what I thought is when it's restored, it's not like so. For example, iRise is on some server. There's images that are being done, all that stuff. And if the iRise server were to blow up or something like that, and you'd say, "Oh my gosh, Tony, this is horrible. How can we get this fine work we've done?" And I'd say, "Well, we can restore our work from an image that iRise has of that server, and basically we would just clone everything. There'd be a brand new server with everything cloned that we had done, as opposed to an IDOC."
Yes, we quick. I know that you have a second meeting, but what we can actually do is we can actually say archived models are okay. Hold on.
I'm just going to do it since we were talking about backups.
Yeah, hold on. It's not landing page, right?
Oh, that's right. I'll change the name of this thing. You want me to start calling it ISIS or?
Yeah, this is the ISIS or RRF. Yeah, ISIS would be fine.
Because I wasn't sure if ISIS was still a top secret branding thing. So we had been calling it ISIS.
Yeah, so this one, can we actually say archive models can be restored from disk or tape backups, and then reinstatement actions can be performed on it. No, okay. No, the key thing is to have it as two separate things, right? Archive models can be restored from disk or tape backups, and then reinstatement actions can be performed.
Restored.
Can then be can then be reinstated. Yeah.
And this will
No,
be
no.
a
No, just say restored models can then be reinstated. That's all. Okay. So this screen, maybe after you are done with your meeting, if you can ping me, we can actually continue if you want.
okay, sure. Well, and then I've got see. Well, my meeting it's going to be from 1 to 3 on that one. I'll have are you going to Greg's tonight?
I don't know yet. That's the most likely not.
Okay, well, because you could say that's a business meeting. My kids are going to be there too. If you want to bring your kids, well, actually, check with Greg first on that one. But I'll have 2 kids that your kids can play with.
Oh,
If it's a child care thing, so there will be I can provide a 7 and a 6-year-old at football.
okay.
So if
You guys also, who do you know? Do you have any idea as to who else would be there other than our team, other than the kids?
there would it's our team, and then Greg is allowing me to bring my kids, and they can just kind of play in the basement.
Okay.
My kids are, my son likes, anything computers or, stuff like, he plays games on an iPad, but he also kind of likes throwing things too, like a football. My daughter, she's more imaginative. I mean, she'll humor herself and play with the boys for a little bit, but she would rather do something more creative, arts and crafts or dolls or something like that. That's kind of what my kids are like. And they like music. So
I'll not, if I drop in, I'll be dropping alone. But what I was thinking is there anybody else other than our team?
I don't think so. I believe, I think it's just, I would think it'd be the same as the last group that showed up. Is there anyone in particular that you would want to avoid seeing that? Or,
nothing. I'm actually trying to see, what kind of gathering it is actually, and then sort of like, take a decision.
Okay. I think it's a social gathering, but part of it, my physical presence this week has been limited. I've got a child care issue, but so I'm kind of getting started this week of child care starting next week, and so I'll be in on Wednesday, and if that goes well, I'll be in on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. It's I just want to make sure my kids are comfortable and acclimated here in Maryland before I start leaving the nest too much. So it was not to over-disclose, but I haven't been in the office at all like in 2 weeks. Well, by the end of this week. So part of this I'm looking at is just a way to do anything in person. That would be a benefit, but I can also, we work pretty well remotely too. So
Tony, what time is your next meeting?
My next meeting's at 1, and I got to do a little bit of prep for that.
Okay.
So, and then I'll be done at 3 o'clock, and then was planning on heading out about 4. So do you want to do another session from 3 to 4, or we could schedule tomorrow too, and I've got wide open tomorrow.
Okay, so let's do something tomorrow. But what time are you guys actually planning to go over to Greg's?
Probably, I think I'll check those. Sometimes I was going to see if I could get there sooner and just bring stuff over there. So maybe as early as 4. I haven't talked to Greg. So if he doesn't say anything, the default time is after 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Does your availability change based on the timing? Are you more available earlier than later?
No, that's fine. I'm just trying to sense what time people are going to be gathering. So in case if I'm planning to drop in, what should I do sort of thing.
Okay.
All right. So
it'd be nice. I mean, I guess it's just nice for our team to see each other in person as much as we can, because there's people like me that aren't as visible as they should be. So
okay.
No problem. I'll actually just give Greg a call and then check, what's happening, and I'll try to drop it.
Okay.
Okay. Tony, so
Sounds good.
this again.
One sec. So, do you want me to just propose another meeting on this tomorrow?